Drugs are bad, okay? Marijuana is, quote, only slightly less awful than heroin. That, of course, is misguided and ridiculous, and that is not from a 1980s anti-drug commercial. That quote is from our Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. He claims that a plant that is generally used safely by millions of Americans, both recreationally and medically, is almost as bad as a drug that has destroyed countless more lives and families. Sessions made the comment in a speech to law enforcement officials where he went on to say, quote, I realize this may be an unfashionable belief in a time of growing tolerance of drug use, that too many lives are at stake to worry about being fashionable. I reject the idea that America will be a better place if marijuana is sold in every corner store. Katherine Mangu-Ward joins me. She is here to discuss those comments. She's Reason Magazine's editor-in-chief. Welcome back, Katherine.
Thank you.
So Jeff Sessions is saying that marijuana is only slightly less awful than heroin, and he refuses to listen to the evidence. And there is empirical data that shows there is a 24.8% drop in heroin and opioid overdoses in states where there is legal, recreational, and medical marijuana.
Right. I mean, let's be clear. The central point that he's making, that it would somehow not be a dramatic improvement if all of America's heroin users were like, oh, gee, marijuana is like super convenient. I guess I'll switch to that. That would be awesome. That would be a super good outcome here. So it's weird, you know, it reminds me a lot of anti-smoking advocates who are also anti-vaping. You know, this idea that the sort of perfect is the enemy of the good, a big part there. But mostly I like that he's like, oh, the kids these days with their fashionable drug legalization.
Yeah, but that's not what it's about.
Right.
And actually, when you talk about decriminalizing and legalizing even medical marijuana, you're talking about now people actually have access to its ingredients and its side effects because they are there on the label in, you know, safety sealed jars that kids can't get into. Whereas heroin, you don't know what you're getting. And it is because it is illegal. Therefore, there might be substances in there that could kill you quickly.
Right. I mean, the idea that the risk of drug use is now predominantly a legal risk in the case of marijuana, and that we have a great experiment to see what happens when you remove the legal risk, when you remove both the risk of punishment and the risks associated with consuming substances that you have no idea what's in them, as you said. You know, what's left to reduce the risk profile of marijuana use would be for Jeff Sessions to get on the side of legalization.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're also reducing the interaction that people have with criminals who sell marijuana when it's illegal. When it's no longer legal, you don't act like a criminal, and that's why Senators Lisa Murkowski and Rand Paul and pretty much every lawmaker from every state where recreational and medical marijuana has been voted in by a ballot measure or through the legislature, they have all implored the president to not turn this into a federal issue and keep it up to the states as to what they want to do with marijuana legalization.
And this same argument applies to all kinds of drugs. I mean, I know that people are understandably wary of legalizing harder drugs, but when we look at the good that's come of legalizing marijuana, and that includes also in Colorado things like very, very low dose products, right? Something you hear a lot, particularly from older people, is, oh, the marijuana these days, it's so strong. The kids don't know what they're smoking. You know what would be great? Labels on there, and also products that were tailored to people who only want to consume very lightly and casually.
Or research.
Which is true for lots of people.
Maybe someone wants to alleviate pain or some sort of chronic condition or anxiety, and if there were more research done on it, they could figure out how to do that safely. Katherine, thank you so much. Appreciate it.